In Kenya, fish is preferred to be eaten with ugali or rice, more so ugali. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how I prefer to cook mine. And here we have the oil that I've preheated. I prefer preheating my oil to avoid my onions from soaking in the oil. Yeah. So yeah, that is me putting in the onions in the sufuria, and I will stir that a little bit. And another thing that I usually do in my kitchen, I prefer cooking my onions together with coriander sticks. I never throw them away. So at this point when I'm cooking my onions is when I put in the coriander sticks. This helps to add onto the flavor of the food that you're cooking or the stew that you're trying to make here. Another thing I usually do at this point, I usually put my salt. Yeah. Also, putting salt at this point when you're cooking your onions, right before they turn golden brown, it adds to the flavor of the food. Yeah, so we continue to stir that. Yeah, and on this end we have tomatoes that I've already chopped. Another thing I prefer to do, a culture that I have in my kitchen, I always put Royco cube, that's Royco cube, on top of the tomatoes that I've chopped. Sometimes I blend, sometimes I grate. Today I have chopped. Yeah, so that's the fish that we're going to be having. It looks small, but it's going to serve us well. Right before my onions turn golden brown is when I usually put in the garlic, and I don't usually really cook the garlic. I usually put it in, and once I start hearing the aroma of garlic coming out is when I usually put my tomatoes. I don't let my garlic cook too much, because when it cooks too much, there's a way the taste that comes out interferes with the flavor of your food. Yeah, so yeah, let's continue stirring, guys. Stirring. Yeah.
I wish that I could be one of the girls that has it together always. I wish I wasn't afraid of the world, been hiding in my bed for days. I don't wanna wake up, don't wanna feel what I'm feeling, just wanna lay low. But baby, you made me hear it.
So because I'm making fish stew that is going to be eaten with ugali, I'm going to put Royco to add on to the thickness of the soup that I'll be adding to the fish. So yeah, that is me putting Royco, sorry, this is like half a tablespoon. Yeah, half a tablespoon of Royco. Yeah, and that is water. Royco is preferred to be prepared this way. So before you put it in the sufuria, you mix it well with water, and then you can add it to the sufuria. But first, we're going to let the tomatoes cook to properly cook. We are 3 people taking this fish, so that's why I've cut it into 3 pieces. Personally, I prefer it in the head. So here I'm struggling because I'm holding the camera on one hand and the other hand is trying to open the sufuria. Yeah, at this point is when I'll be putting in the fish. Yeah, so before that I'm going to confirm if the onions have cooked. What is going on here? Let's see if it's ready for me to put in the fish. So yeah, I'm going to stir that up a little bit. Yeah, to check how far the tomatoes have cooked. It's always advisable to put in your fish to cook in with the tomatoes, so that the flavor of the tomatoes and the Royco cube, the onions, the whole flavoring is at this point. So when you put in your fish, it's going to soak in so well before you put in the water to form the soup. So yeah, that's why I've put in my fish to soak in with whatever that is happening in the sufuria. At this point, it's very crucial and critical if you want this meal to be tasty. So let's cover that up, and we're going to be back in a moment. So here we are, and then I'm going to be spreading the tomatoes now around on the fish. Yeah, so that is me trying to turn. At this point, the flavor has soaked in the flesh of the fish where it was. Yeah, it has already soaked in. So that's why I'm turning, so the other side can also experience the flavor. Yeah, and that is me smearing the onion, or why am I saying onions? The tomatoes on top of the fish. Yeah, so that the flavor can be all round. So at this point is when I put in the Royco that I've stirred with water. I forgot to film when I was putting it in, but that is it. Yeah, that is me trying to stir the fish, that yeah, everything really mixes well. Yeah, so that there we have it. I'm going to cover this up and let it simmer for like 10 minutes. That finger is me signifying that I've tasted and it's really, really yummy. Yeah, so let's cover that up. Yeah, here we have the fish simmering. It's ready to be consumed. Guys, I'm going to put the ingredients on the description, and I hope when you try my recipe, you're going to enjoy it like we did. This fish, we're going to be having it with my cousin, my daughter, and I. When I'm done cooking the stew, when I'm sure it's ready to be served, that's when I usually put in my coriander leaves. I never cook my coriander leaves. So guys, I hope you're going to enjoy this recipe like we did. We really enjoyed it. It was so yummy. Until next time, bye.